Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog. This is going to be a shorter video, but it's one where you're going to get to learn a little bit more about me and what I want to do after high school. My sisters are going to be my audience for today. Let's get right into it. If happiness were money, what would your job be? Today, I'll be talking about the career that I chose that I want to do when I get out of college. It all started when I took a psychology class this year. I had a great teacher. We did awesome things. This is actually one of the things that I did in the class, and it's a personality portrait, and it shows there's symbols for each part that shows my personality. So yeah, and honestly, I would like to do anything in the field of psychology. I think it would be the perfect career path for me because I feel like I give off that kind of like aura, like vibe, and I'm willing to do what is needed to get where I need to be, and I've got a strong interest in that field. Specifically, a career that I think that would fit me the best is a psychologist. College Grad says that psychologists assess, diagnose, and treat mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. I think that I already can, I don't want to say diagnose, but I think that I can tell someone, hey, this might be the thing that's wrong with you already by just taking one psychology class, and I think that's really cool. Monster.com says that there are a couple not necessarily requirements, but recommended things to have to be a psychologist. So a person should have good communication skills. They should have strong interest in the subject. They should be empathetic, patient. They should know their boundaries. They should be ethical. They should have really good listening skills. And most importantly, they need to be able to handle stress, because people from everywhere are just putting on their problems onto you and hoping for you to fix it. So it's very stressful at times, and you got to be able to handle that. There are psychologists everywhere. U.S. Department of Labor says that so many people go into the psych field, it's crazy. Glassdoor says the salary for a psychologist is $47,000 to $89,000, which isn't a lot, but it's better than being a teacher, so why not? Our Guru says that they spend about 40 plus hours a week on work. College Grad says that shift work depends on where you go to work. So if you work at a hospital, you're most likely going to have more shift work. But if you start your own practice, then you can make the hours up as you go. Online Psychology Degrees says that there aren't really entry-level jobs for psychology, but there are a lot of jobs to help gain experience in the field. Some examples of that would be in human resources, sports psychologist, and marketing advertising. All of those jobs are completely different from each other, but psychology matters in just about every field anywhere. And it's honestly one of the most useful fields. There's a lot to do before I can become a psychologist, and maybe you guys later. Online counseling programs says that you need to go to college and get at least a bachelor's. Most places recommend a master's, and you need a lot of field work. So like those example jobs that I noted earlier, those could be used as some not entry level, but some field work that you could use. And to start your own practice, you need to get a license, and to get a license, you have to follow those steps. The most important thing that you should know before you go any further is you got to know that you're interested in the psychology field, and if you're not, then it's just not meant for you, and there's nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of positives and negatives to being a psychologist. some positives from career profiles says that they have a very flexible work schedule. So like I said earlier, the 40 plus hours isn't so bad when it's flexible most of the time. There's also a potentially high salary, even though it's not, doctor level, but you can, if you play your cards right, you can get really good paying job off of it. And you get to meet a lot of new people. And that's what I'm most excited for, is I love meeting new people. It's the best feeling in the world, especially helping somebody. That's why I want to go into the field, honestly. Some negatives are, it can be extremely stressful at times, just taking on that burden of other people's problems. It can break you down. There's an obligation to start your own practice, and that costs a lot of money. So yeah, that's a negative. It can also be pretty erratic and chaotic, because you don't know who needs somebody when, because everyone in the world needs help. So there's got to be a lot of psychologists, and it can be crazy at times. After doing all this research, I still think that I would like to go in this career. Most likely own my own business in the future, and then, maybe keep up with the YouTube for a long time. To conclude, I told you about why I want to be a psychologist. I gave you the steps to become one, and yeah. And to answer the question from the beginning, I would consider being a psychologist, or even keeping YouTube on the side. I still want to do that. If happiness was the equivalent to money, that would be my currency. I don't need a whole lot of money to be happy. And I'll leave you guys with this. Whatever you want to base your life around, make sure it's something you'll truly love, or else your job will feel more like an inconvenient responsibility instead of a hobby like it should. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed that speech and got to know a little bit more about me and what I want to do after high school. Comment down below what grade you think I should get. So A to F. Let me know what you think I would get on that if you were a speech teacher. That's going to be it for this vlog. It's a quick one. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you on the flip.